For Adam Schiff, because he created 3 years of a massive fallacy that did so much damage to this country and made us miss probably one of the most important stories of our lifetime. We were having hearings on impeachment while the coronavirus was exploding.
Greg Gutfeld just obliterated Adam Schiff with a roast so cutting it rippled through Capitol Hill like a siren for bruised egos. With pinpoint sarcasm and a smirk sharp enough to slice through cable news static, Gutfeld tore into Schiff's signature brand of melodrama, those doomsday soliloquies, and his constant audition for a political soap opera no one subscribed to. Schiff may have thought he could keep spinning his tales without pushback. This wasn't pushback, it was a full-blown reckoning. No cue cards, no filter, just a verbal flamethrower set to scorch earth.
Pop their dentures when Schiff finally gets censored. And so the House condemns the lies of the man with the zombie eye. Last night, the House voted on party lines to censure Adam Schiff for promoting the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, which was as believable as Brian Kilmeade getting fan mail. 2 for 2. Schiff becomes only the 26th member ever to be censured, but to his credit, he's still the only member to have a 12-inch neck.
Greg Gutfeld compared roasting Adam Schiff to dunking on a blindfolded mime fair, sure, but absolutely hilarious. Schiff, he said, drifts around DC like a broken AI trapped in Cold War mode, endlessly looping CN unapproved talking points with all the charm of a glitching audiobook. The guy hasn't cracked a smile since the Reagan era, and every speech lands with the impact of a damp paper towel. Schiff, Gutfeld quipped, is the gift that keeps on leaking classified memos, credibility, and whatever shred of common sense he had left.
And the irony is superb. He went crying to mommy on an app run by Chinese commies. Congressman Adam Schiff announced this morning he's running for U.S. Senate in California, which is guaranteed to boost U-Haul rentals headed for Texas. He unveiled the highly polished and produced political ad right on the heels of getting booted from the House Intel Committee. Coincidence? I think not.
Greg kicked things off with the eyes those perpetually wide, bugged-out eyes frozen in a constant state of breaking news alert. He joked that Schiff's default setting was mild panic, like he'd just realized he left a curling iron on inside a Schiff. And every time he stepped up to the mic, it wasn't so much a speech as it was a meerkat giving a TED Talk, plenty of urgency, absolutely no clarity.
Hearings on impeachment while the coronavirus was exploding. We talked about that virus in green rooms, but we had to do this impeachment story. We had to show these hearings. It's all on him, man. He's got to go. They got to investigate him. They got to hold him accountable. I'm not going to say he should go to prison, but my evil twin will say he should go away to prison for a very long time.
Then came the voice, that slow, robotic drone that turned every sentence into a DEFCON 1 alert, read by a haunted fax machine. Gutfeld joked that Schiff could recite a sandwich order and make it sound like a Cuban Missile Crisis briefing. It wasn't persuasive, it was background noise in a tie. If Schiff ever broke news of an alien invasion, people would still be scrolling Instagram, waiting for anything to actually happen.
Schiff, how are you?
Shame. Shame on you. Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Gutfeld.
So, Congressman, I got to ask, how did it feel to have your ass chewed out like that in front of your colleagues?
Oh, well, I will say this, Mr. Gutfeld, it feels...
What really lit a fire under Greg was the delusion. Schiff didn't just believe he was right. He carried himself like he was the last honest man in Rome, strutting around like a biblical prophet with a security clearance. All while leaking more than a dollar store sippy cup. Gutfeld called it what it was: political performance, aren't dramatic, empty, and perfectly timed for primetime CNN. Watching Schiff tease evidence of Russian collusion was like watching a magician promise the rabbit's coming, just 5 more minutes. Spoiler. The hat stayed empty, the curtain fell, and all we got was another rerun of Adam's Great Nothing Burger.
fact that Schiff hasn't blinked since 1992. And he didn't take the news so well. The disgraced Democrat went on TikTok to complain. Behold.
Hello, I'm Congressman Adam Schiff with some troubling news. Today, Kevin McCarthy removed me from the House Intelligence Committee, all for doing my job, for holding Trump accountable and standing up to the extreme MAGA Republicans.
Then Greg zeroed in on the smugness. Schiff didn't talk to people. He condescended like a substitute teacher with tenure and a messiah complex. He had the charisma of an unplugged Roomba and all the warmth of an IRS audit. Every hearing he ran felt like a one-man off-Broadway tragedy. 1 part fiction, 2 parts fantasy, and all ego. Gutfeld quipped, if Schiff ever hosted a game show, the answer would always be Russia, and the prize would be yet another. Pina.
So Adam Schiff now admits he should have been much more clear about how he unleashed the impeachment circus. Note, when a politician says they should be much more clear, they mean, I wish you hadn't caught me lying to your face.
I should have been much more clear, and I said so the minute it was brought to my attention that I was referring to the fact that when the whistleblower filed the complaint, we had not heard from the whistleblower. We wanted to bring the whistleblower in at that time, but I should have been much more clear about that.
You know, instead of trying to be clear, it might just save time if you just...
And then, of course, came the Lizor, as Greg called them, almost facts. Schiff didn't just stretch the truth. He turned it into a short-term rental, complete with continental breakfast and a disclaimer in fine print. His claims were always half-confirmed, dubiously sourced, and wrapped in a dramatic monologue about saving democracy. Gutfeld painted him as the guy warning you about scams while selling snake oil out of his trench coat. Integrity. More like narrative management with a side of book royalties. Greg joked that Schiff's memoir read like spy and fiction, written by someone who never left the CNN green room.
Bad when the Republicans took over, but it's far worse than we expected.
Cue the violins, people. But can he promise you this?
But I can promise you this is not the end of my fight for our democracy. This is just the beginning. Please join us and contribute today. Thank you.
Here's my question. How much will it cost for you not to run?
Then Greg set his sights on the look. Schiff's wardrobe, he said, screamed. Nervous accountant, under federal investigation. The suits straight from the Men's Warehouse Doomsday Collection. The ties looked like they were chosen by a debate team, captains modernist, but tragically off. And the face. Pure startled owl in a courtroom. War, taxes, birthday parties, didn't matter. He always had the expression of someone who just heard surprise colonoscopy. His default vibe was constant emergency, lightly seasoned with sanctimony. And yet somehow he never ran out of battery.
Champions transparency, all the while saying the whistleblower might not testify because it's a safety concern, he maintains, because we all know CIA agents can't protect themselves against non-existent threats, or that our government can't protect him from your Aunt Sally.
Our primary interest right now is making sure that that person is protected. Indeed, now there's more than one whistleblower that they are protected. And given that we already have the call record, we don't need the whistleblower who wasn't on the call to tell us what took place during the call. We have the best evidence.
Greg called it the Schiff cycle. Accuse, dramatize, fade, repeat. Schiff didn't. Run on Faxi, ran on airtime. He wasn't a lawmaker anymore. He was a doomsday narrator, starring in cable news horror reruns. Greg joked that Schiff's dream job would be standing alone on a dimly lit stage. Spotlight overhead, solemnly reading redacted memos to an empty room. Fully convinced he was saving the Republic one theatrical pause at a time.